You weren't born to live a life of struggle, paycheck to paycheck, wondering if you'll ever break free. Deep down, you know you were created for more, for abundance, for purpose, for greatness. The truth is, wealth is not reserved for the lucky few. It's built by those who master the right skills. Today, we're talking about 5 business skills that make millions, and if you lean in, take action, and believe your breakthrough starts now. Selling is often misunderstood. Too many people think of it as pressure, persuasion, or manipulation. But real selling, the kind that builds multi-million-dollar businesses, is none of that. It's about service, belief, and transformation. When you truly believe in the value of what you offer, when you know it can change someone's life, solve a problem, or create a breakthrough, then you understand that selling isn't something you do to someone, it's something you do for them. And that mindset shift changes everything. Most people hesitate to sell because they don't want to be pushy. But think about this. If you had the cure for someone's pain and you didn't tell them because you were afraid of making them uncomfortable, that's not humility, that's selfishness. True sales professionals are problem solvers. They don't chase money, they chase transformation. And money follows transformation every single time. Selling with soul starts by listening. Before you ever open your mouth to talk about your offer, you have to understand the person in front of you. What are they struggling with? What do they desire most? What's keeping them up at night? When you truly listen without an agenda, without preloading a pitch, you'll hear their fears, their frustrations, and their hopes. And when you respond from that place, what you say will resonate at a deeper level. That's when selling becomes powerful. But beyond listening, there must be belief. You can't sell what you don't believe in if there's even a trace of doubt in your voice. If you're uncertain about the price, the product, or your ability to deliver, your prospects will feel it. Confidence is contagious. When you believe with certainty that your offer delivers real value, that belief transfers to the person you're talking to. Your energy, your tone, your posture, they all communicate that belief. And when you believe in yourself, your solution, and your client's ability to get results, that's when your closing ratio skyrockets. Another key to selling at a high level is emotional connection. People don't buy logically, they justify logically, but they buy emotionally. If you want to sell millions, you have to learn to speak to the heart. That means using stories, painting vivid pictures, showing them what's possible on the other side of their problem. Logic makes people think. Emotion makes people act. And in sales, action is everything. Now, none of this works if your offer isn't transformational. You can't sell junk with integrity. You need to make sure that what you're offering truly helps people. You need results you can point to, testimonials, case studies, and outcomes. When you have that, you can sell boldly and unapologetically, because you're not just selling a product, you're offering a solution, a breakthrough, a better future. Rejection is part of the game, but it doesn't define you. When someone says no, they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting the timing, the offer, or their own belief that they can change. Your job is not to beg or chase. Your job is to guide, to lead, and to show up with conviction every time. $1-million salespeople don't fear rejection. They respect it, learn from it, and keep moving. The final layer to selling with soul is integrity. Never promise something you can't deliver. Never overhype, mislead, or stretch the truth to get a sale. Your reputation is a long-term asset. When people trust you, they buy more, refer others, and become lifelong clients. Integrity sells more in the long run than hype ever could. And when your name is built on results and character, your business won't just make millions, it will last. Persuasive communication is the invisible thread that holds every successful business together. It's not just about talking well or using big words, it's about moving people. Whether you're in a boardroom, on a webinar, writing a post, or recording a video, your ability to influence thought and action through your words determines your income, your impact, and your growth. Communication is not about information, it's about transformation. It's the difference between someone hearing you and someone being changed by what you said. At the core of persuasive communication is clarity. Confused people don't buy. If your message is muddy, if your offer is complicated, or if your language is abstract, people will nod politely and walk away. The most effective communicators know how to take complex ideas and make them simple, tangible, and emotional. They strip away fluff. They don't try to sound smart. They focus on being understood. They craft messages that hit the heart, spark curiosity, and inspire action. Tone is just as important as words. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Energy speaks before your words ever land. If you speak with doubt, fear, or hesitation, no amount of script memorization will help you close a deal or capture attention. But when your tone carries conviction, when your voice is aligned with your message, people feel it. They're drawn in, not because of hype, but because of authenticity. The energy you bring to your communication either draws people toward you or pushes them away. Storytelling is another essential tool in persuasive communication. Facts tell, but stories sell. When you share a story, whether it's your own journey, a client's success, or a relatable struggle, you humanize your message. You take the abstract and make it real. Stories break down resistance. They let people see themselves in your narrative. And once someone sees themselves inside a story of transformation, they're far more likely to take the next step. Master storytellers don't just entertain, they enroll. They build emotional bridges that lead straight to decision-making. Empathy plays a major role in effective communication. It's not about being the loudest voice, it's about being the most tuned in. When you speak from a place of deep understanding, when you can articulate someone's problem better than they can, you instantly gain trust. People don't want to be sold to, they want to be seen, heard, and understood. Persuasive communication begins long before you speak. It starts with listening, researching, and caring enough to know what really matters to the person on the other end. Language is also strategic. Certain words trigger emotions, unlock urgency, and break mental barriers. The best communicators don't use passive or vague language. They use vivid, active, and emotionally charged words. They know how to build tension and release it at the right moment. They understand how to frame offers in terms of outcomes and benefits, not just features. And they speak with certainty because confidence breeds confidence. Another key is adaptability. One message won't fit every audience. A persuasive communicator knows how to shift tone, style, and even language depending on who they're speaking to. They read the room, respond in real time, and adjust their delivery based on feedback, verbal and nonverbal. They're not robotic, they're agile. Whether it's a formal pitch or a casual live stream, they meet people where they are and guide them where they need to go. And finally, persuasion is not about pressure. It's about alignment. It's about helping someone make a decision they already want to make but haven't had the clarity, confidence, or courage to make on their own. Great communicators don't force, they facilitate. They remove doubt, speak truth, and give people a reason to believe again. In a noisy world full of average talkers, persuasive communication is the superpower that separates those who struggle from those who scale. Strategic marketing is the engine that drives consistent revenue and scalable impact. It's not enough to have a great product or a life-changing service. If people don't know about it, they can't buy it. And if the right people don't know about it, then even your best offer will fall flat. Strategic marketing is about connecting your solution with those who are actively seeking it or will desire it once they see it. It's not throwing content into the wind and hoping something sticks. It's precise, intentional, and focused on outcome. At the heart of strategic marketing is understanding your audience better than they understand themselves. It's knowing their pain points, desires, language, fears, frustrations, and goals. When you market strategically, you're not trying to reach everyone. You're speaking directly to someone, the person who needs what you offer and is ready to invest when you show them why it matters. The deeper your audience insight, the more powerful your message becomes. It's not about casting a wide net, it's about casting a targeted line with the right bait. Another pillar of strategic marketing is positioning. It's not just about what you sell, but how it's perceived. Are you seen as a commodity or a category of one? Are you competing on price, or are you the premium option people aspire to work with? Million-dollar businesses don't fight over scraps in saturated markets. They position themselves with authority, clarity, and distinction. They create offers that feel exclusive, valuable, and urgent, and they market in a way that elevates perception, not diminishes it. Strategic marketing is also about messaging that moves people. It's not about clever slogans or vague branding. It's about clear, compelling communication that makes someone stop, scrolling, click, and say, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Your marketing must speak to real problems and promise real outcomes. It must trigger emotion, paint vivid pictures, and create tension that can only be resolved by saying yes. Every word, every image, every offer is either building desire or building doubt. Strategic marketers never waste a sentence. Consistency is another critical ingredient. You can't post once, send a few emails, or run a cine ad and expect the floodgates to open. Strategic marketing is about building momentum over time. It's showing up in the right places with the right message again and again until trust is built and conversions follow. You're not just trying to get attention, you're nurturing a journey. That means having a plan, a process, and a system for consistent outreach, engagement, and follow-up. Platforms and channels matter, but not as much as the message and the offer. Whether you're marketing on Instagram, YouTube, podcasts, webinars, or email, the key is alignment. You have to show up where your ideal clients already are, and you have to speak their language. Too many entrepreneurs waste energy trying to be everywhere at once. Instead of mastering the one or two platforms that actually convert, strategic marketing means going deep, not just wide. Offers are the center of strategic marketing. If your offer is weak, No amount of promotion will save it. But if your offer is strong, if it solves a painful problem in a clear and compelling way, then marketing becomes easier. The best marketers obsess over their offers. They craft them with irresistible value, urgency, and clarity. They don't just sell features, they sell outcomes. They understand that people don't pay for coaching, courses, or services, they pay for change. Finally, strategic marketing is data-driven. It's not based on feelings or random ideas, it's based on testing, tracking, and tweaking. You analyze what's working, double down on what converts, and cut what doesn't. It's a process of refinement, not perfection. Million-dollar businesses grow not because of one perfect campaign, but because of dozens of iterations that get better with each round. Marketing done right doesn't just bring leads, it builds momentum, scales results, and turns one sale into a movement. Money mastery is one of the most overlooked yet essential skills when it comes to building lasting wealth. It's easy to focus on making money, closing sales, or scaling a business, but what separates those who stay rich from those who simply get rich for a moment is how they manage what they earn. Without financial intelligence, even the highest income will eventually disappear. Money doesn't grow just because more comes in. It grows when you learn how to control, multiply, and direct it with intention and wisdom. The first step in money mastery is understanding that money is a tool, not a reward. Too many people see money as something they get for working hard or as a symbol of their worth. But the truth is, money is a servant. It goes where you send it. If you don't give it direction, it will vanish. You can't control what you don't track, and that means getting crystal clear on your numbers. Where is your money going every month? What's your profit margin? How much are you reinvesting into your business? What are your fixed expenses versus your growth investments? These questions matter because clarity breeds confidence, and confidence leads to better decisions. Another important mindset shift is moving from consumer thinking to investor thinking. Consumers spend what they earn. Investors use money to make more money. Whether it's through smart reinvestment in your business, buying assets, or compounding returns, the goal is always to make your money work harder than you do. Millionaires don't keep all their cash in checking accounts. They diversify. They understand leverage. They learn how to take calculated risks that create exponential returns rather than linear results. And they don't wait until they're wealthy to start doing this. They start now with what they have. Taxes, debt, and cash flow management are also vital elements of money mastery. You must know how legally reduce your tax burden, structure your income in a way that protects your wealth, and avoid bad debt while using good debt to accelerate growth. That means working with professionals, building a financial team, and educating yourself so you're not blindly following advice. Millionaires think long-term. They structure their finances with the future in mind, generational wealth, not just short-term gain. They protect their money through entities, insurance, and strategic planning. Discipline is a non-negotiable. It's not about living cheap. It's about living smart. Being frugal isn't the goal, but being wise is just because you earn more doesn't mean you should spend more. Every dollar in your business or personal life should have a job. If you lack discipline, money will magnify your chaos, but when you have systems, budgets, reserves, and allocation strategies, you gain control. And control creates confidence, which opens the door to more abundance. Emotional detachment from money is another mark of mastery. When money controls your emotions, you make desperate decisions, chasing shiny objects, reacting to setbacks, or fearing loss. But when you understand money as a resource, you begin to approach it with clarity, not fear. You learn to stay calm in market shifts, invest strategically during downturns, and trust your process even when results take time. Mastery means you lead your money, you don't let it lead you. Lastly, giving is a cornerstone of true wealth. Money that flows through you grows. Generosity creates abundance because it keeps you from operating in scarcity. When you give intentionally, whether it's through charity, community investment, or supporting your team, you create impact beyond yourself. And that kind of flow opens doors you can't even calculate. People who master money aren't just looking to get rich, they're looking to do good, leave a legacy, and build something that lasts. Wealth becomes a multiplier of purpose, not just profit. Leadership and leverage are the gateways to building something that outlives you. While hustle and grind may get you to 6 figures, they will never get you to sustainable 7 or 8. At a certain point in your business journey, time becomes your most valuable currency. You can't outwork the clock, but you can outlead it and outleverage it. The most successful entrepreneurs don't just work hard, they work smart by multiplying themselves through people, systems, and structure. They understand that leadership isn't about control, it's about influence, vision, and building others up so the mission continues even when they step away. Great leadership begins with clarity. A leader without a clear vision is just a manager reacting to problems. When you know exactly where you're going and why, you become a magnet for the right people. Clients, team members, partners, and even investors. Clarity allows you to lead with confidence, communicate with authority, and make decisions that align with your long-term goals. You're not just putting out fires, you're building something on purpose with purpose. Leadership also requires humility and self-awareness. The best leaders know they don't know everything. They recognize their strengths and surround themselves with others who can fill the gaps. Instead of trying to be the smartest person in the room, they create a room full of smart people. They delegate not because they're lazy, but because they understand that doing everything yourself is a ceiling to growth. Millionaires don't ask, how can I do this? They ask, who can do this better than me? That shift is the foundation of leverage. Leverage, in a business sense, is about getting more output from less personal input. You create leverage when you build systems that run without your constant involvement. You create leverage when you hire people who take ownership, not just follow directions. You create leverage when you install technology, automations, and repeatable processes that deliver consistent results with minimal effort. In the beginning, you're the engine, but to scale, you must become the architect designing a machine that functions even when you're not in the driver's seat. Hiring and developing a team is one of the highest forms of leverage. But it's not just about throwing people into roles. It's about finding the right people for the right seats and empowering them to succeed. Leadership means setting clear expectations, providing feedback, and creating a culture where people are inspired to perform at their best. It's not micromanagement, it's mentorship, it's accountability with empathy. When you lead well, your team takes ownership, your clients feel it, and your business becomes a place of excellence and growth. Systems are equally critical. Every repeated task, from onboarding a client to delivering a product, should have a documented process. This allows for consistency, scalability, and freedom. You're not reinventing the wheel every time. You're running a well-oiled machine. Million-dollar businesses aren't built on effort alone. They're built on efficiency. Systems create capacity, and capacity creates cash flow. But perhaps the most important aspect of leadership and leverage is trust. You must trust the people you empower. They must trust your vision and integrity. That kind of trust is earned through transparency, consistency, and results. People don't follow titles. They follow character. They follow someone who communicates clearly, keeps their word, and makes decisions that serve both the mission and the people behind it. Ultimately, the ability to lead and leverage determines how far and how fast you can go. You may start a business as a solo act, but if you want to build something legendary, you have to shift from being a doer to being a leader. From being involved in everything to orchestrating the big picture. That transition is where real wealth begins, because you're no longer trading time for money, but multiplying your impact through others. Your future isn't waiting, it's calling. These 5 skills are not reserved for the elite. They're available to anyone willing to learn, grow, and step up. Stop settling for average when abundance is within reach. Choose mastery. Choose excellence. Choose to be the one in your family who breaks the chain and builds the legacy. Your millions aren't just possible, they're inevitable when you commit to mastering the right skills.